I mean, it seems every time I open my YouTube to watch anything related to finance, the whole page is full of flames, red arrows pointing down, and warnings. According to the video titles and thumbnails, it seems the whole financial world will just collapse any day, week after week after week. Like, look at this guy's page. Come on, really, how much flames can there be? Every video. I just got so tired of all the clickbaity titles and thumbnails from finance YouTubers that I decided to destroy them by showing hard data that listening to them would ruin my stock investment. However, after going through thousands of videos from 3 big finance YouTubers, I was pretty surprised that they might not be as worthless, only if you follow this thing. Hello finance people, my name is Robert and I'm here to share my learnings and experiences about personal finance as a European. So basically this is the graph. In blue you see this is S&P 500 for the last 3 years, and then we have 3 finance YouTubers. Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, and then we have Andre Jig somewhere here, he's somewhere there. So I look at these 3 YouTubers, I went through their video titles and thumbnails from the past 3 years and took the most clickbaity titles of the month. And then I compared that to the price of S&P 500 on the first day of that month. And keep in mind, I only look at the thumbnails and titles, I didn't watch the videos. The videos might contain some useful advice, but according to studies, more than 60% of people share content online just based on headlines. So for example here, Meet Kevin says the epic market crash coming in January 2021. You can see that it's here December 2020. So here came January, and you can see that pretty much the whole year up until January 2022, there was no crash. It was epic. And same thing also Graham Stephan was saying, the stock market just peaked. Again, that was January 2021, and it still rose by, I don't know how much. This is probably like 25% higher than the year before. Then we have here other predictions and so on. You can see that all these 3 YouTubers tried to predict things, and most of the time they were completely wrong. Now, if you look at here, the only one that it kind of matches is already here. So why you'll regret buying stocks in 2022, for example, you can see that indeed, if you listen to that opinion, you will be okay, because actually the market crashed. And here you see Meet Kevin also says that the Fed is crashing the market here, and it's, you know, how low will the stock go? The stock market is broken, the stock market just crashed, stop investing. But these predictions come like just a few months later, we actually start to, you know, we went to the bottom and we started to dip up again. So for example, here again, why you regret buying stocks in 2023, and actually you didn't regret. If you bought it, you would have made some money there. So this is the problem listening to finance YouTubers, because they just create content is sensational. And by the way, I'm not trying to trash these creators. Some of them were my inspiration to start this channel, and I know they are just doing it for the YouTube algorithm, because sensationalism and polarized content generates views. But I'm afraid they influence people more than they think they do. Now I was very curious if this is just, you know, this is hard to quantify. This is not really data. So I wanted to create few scenarios. So the first scenario is that you just dollar cost average the whole time. So you started every month during these 3 years, you just invested same amount. So in this case, so it's $300 here, you invest that, and then this is how much you actually bought in the 3 years. So that's 11,000. If you multiply this by 36, it's 11,100. That makes your dollar cost average price for S&P 500 $4,085. Your gains were just over $1,000, and then your profit was about 10.5%, which is decent time, especially when in 2022 we had a big dip. Now let's take a look at the second scenario, and this is basically maybe more convenient here. So again, this is the same graph, September 22, and then it ends in September 2023. And basically this is the dollar cost averaging here, and we now listen to the YouTube finance YouTubers. So we say that, okay, we're invest every month 300, and then when this January 22, which was the perfect moment to stop investing and actually sell your stocks, it was this peak here, we sold our stake and didn't invest anything up until then. So then we waited out until the YouTubers started saying, okay, now it's time to buy, the market flipped, so you're all good, you know? That was, what is this? This was 16 months later. So you waited for 16 months, all that $300, you were just saving that up, and then in June 2023 you started buying again. This scenario takes into account that you timed the market perfectly according to the YouTube finance people. Here is the same one. So we have the pre-dip, after dip, and we also have saved money during the dip. And I assume after you basically save that money, as soon as the finance YouTubers told you that now it's safe, you invested all that money in that first month. So for example, here in June, when we started investing in, we invested the whole amount. So we bought 1.2 S&P 500 stocks. So total purchase price, so how much we invested, was the same, obviously because it's $300 every time. Then we have the gains, which were a little bit higher, 1,340, and then we have profit of 12%. Now, sounds like these guys are right, but here's the thing. To get this timing correctly, you should have ignored their warnings for more than a year, which I don't think is so realistic. And let's take a look at more realistic situation where you did listen to them, but you know your timing wasn't perfect. And this is the scenario 3. And in this case, we kind of stopped halfway the time they, there was like 4 months in a row, 5 months in a row, they were warning there was something happening. Then we're like, okay, we're gonna sell here. We sold everything in June 2024, and then we started only in July 2023 because we weren't sure if this is really the case. So if you did that, you actually ended up with gains of 465, and that means you just had a 4% profit, which is nothing. So unless you're planning to time perfectly what the finance YouTubers tell you, never listen to any experts saying that something's gonna happen. You should always do your own research, because if you listen to others and something like this happens, you're just gonna feel really bad. This was just super interesting experiment for me to do it. So if you want access to this sheet, I'll put it in the link in the description. If you want to grab it there and see how I've done it, you can go and do it there. So what can we do to shield ourselves from all this negativity? In my biased opinion, just need to ignore these creators that have clickbaity thumbnails and titles. You're not missing out on anything. If someone posts time to time a video with flames in the thumbnail, that's fine. A little drama in life is not bad, but there needs to be a real reason, and it just can't be every video. Or if you want to be more extreme, you can tell YouTube not to recommend this type of videos. You just go to your homepage and click on these 3 dots next to a video you don't like, choose one of these options, and then basically it's not going to recommend that to you anymore. For me, it was important that I recognize that I'm influenced by this negativity. For example, if I start feeling slightly uncomfortable or anxious after browsing YouTube, then I examine my thoughts and see what caused the discomfort, and if I just got triggered by the sensationalism or it's something else. In any case, I still love YouTube and the community that there's around the creators, so here are some YouTubers that I find truthful and no BS. I especially like Angelo, as he focuses on investing as a European. He always posts interesting and genuine stuff. And the other one that I would recommend is Plain Bagel. He just always calms me down about the market situations and what reality looks like. But hey, what do you think? Am I being just overly dramatic? And should titles and thumbnails matter if the content is valuable? Let me know in comments. I read all of them. I'm just curious to hear what you think. Now, investment automation is one of my regrets. I should have started earlier on my investment journey. But there are other things I wish I had known before I started investing in Europe. So check out this deep dive where I'll show you what they are, how you can use them, and to make your money work for you without even thinking about it.